Is the truth?
The truth is this is just an epic disaster. This is a $1 billion disaster. Actually, it was $1.018 billion, I think, right there.
Ooh, that's a lot of money to raise in a couple of months. $1 billion disaster. Originals will be down in the description. This is Lindy Lee of the Democratic National Committee's Finance Committee. $1 billion disaster. Wonder what they could have spent all that money on.
20 million or $18 million in debt.
Right.
It's incredible. And I raised millions of that. I have friends that I have to be accountable to and to explain what happened because I told them it was a margin of error raise. I was promised, Jen O'Malley Dillon promised all of us that Harris would win. She even put videos out saying that Harris would win. I believed her. My donors believed her. And so they wrote massive checks. I feel like a lot of us were misled. And even on the night of election night, Will, I looked somebody in the eye and I said, are we going to do this? Are we going to pull it off? She told me yes. And I asked somebody else, like, how are you feeling? He's like, we're going to win Iowa. And I was like, what?
Did they believe this going in? Was there a real sense of false confidence on the side of Kamala Harris? Or did they know they were in store for disaster?
That's a great question. You see how journalists ask probing questions, follow-up questions. What did you believe? What was going on? What was the mood inside of? And we're starting to see all of these stories come out of the truth behind the curtain. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain until y'all lose. And then all of the little plants and moles and everybody and all the people on the inside come on out and tell us the real story. And we get to see how crazy this campaign was and how it was all built. It was a house of straws. Yeah, $1 billion. You paid $1 billion for a house of straws. Ooh, goodness.
I was wondering about that. I was like, I asked them, are you privy to internal numbers that I am not seeing? Because I study this so carefully. And I just want.
Yeah, because my eyes are telling me, Lindy's like, my eyes are telling me something different. And what I see, I don't see what y'all see.
Wasn't seeing any basis for that level of confidence. And I also want to remind our viewers that, the Trump campaign was touting all of these incredible empirical data weeks before election night. What Harris is touting was the door knocking. She didn't say anything really about early voting. Now I know it's because there was nothing much to say.
Right. Well, see, when the early voting, we see all what happened in the 4 years since the last election, all those early voting loopholes and no COVID. You saw a significant dip in the number of early votes and mail-in ballots. I wonder why. We're supposed to believe that all that last election was on the up and up. If you've seen the graphics, it's on my Twitter. If you've seen the graphics of the spike in blue, just this amazing spike in blue in 2020, and then the regression back to the mean. Because all the other ones were just, it's like, Obama destroyed McCain and he destroyed Mitt Romney, and then it was still around even, but Trump, he even lost the popular vote, but it was still, the numbers were this steady until 2020, and then there was just this amazing spike, and we're just supposed to believe that was normal. That's our job, to believe. Just close our eyes, just like Lindy was like, I can't close my eyes to this. And if you want to keep going along the Democrat plantation and believe whatever they tell you, go ahead. Right? We're just going to keep preaching the gospel to y'all, hoping that one day y'all open y'all eyes, right? And be able to see truth for what it is. But it's all good. If y'all don't want to believe, it's all good. You can stay in your unbelief.
I asked you what the relationship was between Biden world and Kamala Harris world, and you told me it was bad. It was bad predating the campaign. Where does Obama world fit in this? There's. I don't want to break the Democratic Party into these three fiefdoms, because there's probably more. Nancy Pelosi is a huge power player, but Barack Obama, the Obama world, is a huge player. How do they fit in the tension or the happiness of Democrats?
That's a really good question. I want to point out that they waited 3 days. Michelle and Barack Obama waited 3 days to endorse Kamala Harris. It was a silence heard around the world.
Yes, because they knew she was trash. They knew she couldn't win. And then they had to go out there and lie their faces off that this woman was qualified, knowing that people hated her internally, that her polling numbers were horrible. And they tried to pull the wool over our eyes and tell us how amazing she was. Y'all didn't even like her. I got a problem with that. And I've got a problem with you trying to tell me that Kamala's good candidate. Don't care what you think. Y'all really think that we're dumb Now, there are a lot of people who went along with it for symbolism reasons, and that's why they had to spend all. Let me give you the list of people. Some of the list of people, right? They had Beyonce and Kelly Rowland. This is the list of people that they spent that $1 billion on. These are the well-known people. Now, the strategist and all the other things that they spent, like the Call Her Daddy set and wasting money all over the place. That notwithstanding, but the Beyonce and Kelly Rowland, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Eminem, J-Lo, LeBron, they got Oprah. These are the people that they got to endorse Kamala Harris, and then a bunch of other A-listers, B-listers, C-listers, and D-listers that stumped for this woman. And that's where the money went, because it was all about symbolism, because they knew that her policies were horrible, and she's a horrible candidate. And that's why we had to push back on this. We had to push back on this. Tell y'all we're done. Okay? We're done.
And prior to Biden's endorsement that no one really anticipated, they were vetting people like Mark Kelly. Kamala Harris wasn't at the top of the ticket. So Biden's endorsement of Harris caught a lot of people off guard, even the chieftains of the party. I really think it was a big F you to everyone. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. I think
she got that. You didn't bleep that out. Well, look, so much of what anybody that pays attention knows that there was disharmony in the Democrat Party. These people are absolute warmongers, power hungry, and they will eat their own. And we just had to wait until it happened. There needs to be a unification amongst moderates and conservatives, and the pushing of those radical leftist, progressive, I'm trying not to name call people out of the Democrat Party, and then we can actually have a variety of ideas competing. Now, ultimately, you know where I stand. I want this nation to bow the knee to Jesus Christ and to call him Lord, and to enact Christian nationalist principles. I'm all for it. I'm on the train. All right, because God's laws are better than man's laws. Let's listen to this last clip. But again, you got to get those crazy liberals out of here. They don't represent America. They want to destroy America. They're globalists. Get them out of here.
I'm getting a vivid picture.
I didn't finish the word.
Specifically when it comes to why, or the effect, and perhaps the plan on when Joe Biden endorsed Kamala Harris. Really interesting insight, Lindy. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Lindy Lee.
Yeah, Joe threw a wrench in their plans by endorsing Kamala Harris. Nobody was expecting him to do that. And then when he did it as the sitting president, if the DNC goes against his wishes, then we see that there is a split in the party. And I think Joe, say what you want about old Joe. Say what you want about old Sleepy Joe. He might have handed the presidency over to Donald Trump, because the way they handled him, I'm pretty sure Joe was not happy about it. I truly believe that Joe Biden voted for Donald Trump. If he got into that booth and didn't have any handlers there, I don't doubt it. And I think he put that Trump hat on. I think Joe, yeah. Joe was not having all of that foolishness. They tried to play that man, and that was wrong. Now, I don't like Joe Biden. I think that he's getting what he deserves for his evil deeds and his continued rejection of God and godly principles. I think he's getting what he deserves. I think he's going to get what he deserves ultimately in eternity. But for this one, thanks, old Joe. Thank you. We appreciate what you did. To all the members and subscribers, I truly appreciate you. Until next time, be on the alert, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. Don't spend $1 billion like they did. Don't be like the government. Be smart with your money. See y'all around. Bye.